Doll slowly raises the steel knife in its hand, staring dead at the woman in front of him. In the next moment, it rushed forward with the knife, but Lucy kicked it away. The doll got up and shook his head. He was a bit confused. His best friend asked what was going on. The doll was immediately energized. He grabbed the soy milk maker. He sneaks up to the bathroom door. They looked at each other. The doll is confused. He looks at the woman, and then he looked in the water. It forgot to plug in the electricity. The doll rushed away when it saw what was happening. Anna also called her boyfriend. After 2 failed attempts, the doll kept banging its head. At that moment, a third person came to the house. The doll was happy to hear this. He grabbed a baseball bat from the table. He hides on the side of the stairs and prepares to attack. This time, he couldn't afford to lose face again. But he was not tall enough. He hits the step. This time he runs away with his face covered. It's like a big social death scene. It was just yesterday. The 3 of them had just moved into the house. While packing up their things, they found a wooden box that had been nailed shut. They pried it open and saw inside lay a doll chained up. There was a note on it saying Finley. It looked like the doll's name, but unbeknownst to the trio, they had unsealed the doll. That night, while Anna was sleeping, Anna was asleep that night when she heard a strange noise. She got up and looked to find the doll on a chair. She thought it was her brother's prank, so she threw Finley on the doorstep. The next day Anna had just come downstairs. This made Anna even more sure it was her brother's doing, but her brother didn't know what she was talking about. When Jack had gone, Finley then looked at the steel knife on the table. That's how the first 2 sneak attacks took place. Soon Finley was part of the family, but he still hadn't given up on his murderous plans. This day he tried to drug his meal. He probably thought the woman was blind. With a twinkle in his eye, he decided to do it again.
No! Chris Little Shit's trying to put rat poison in the food again.
Anna knew what to do. Grabbed the toilet bowl cleaner and handed it to her brother, and sprayed the doll with it. There was no choice but to run, and Finley's murderous plan didn't stop there. Anne gets in the car, adjusts the rear view mirror. Doll tried to smother the man with a plastic bag.
Are you done now?
Doll looks at it and thinks it's not strong enough, so it does it again. But it may have forgotten. People can breathe through their mouths as well as their noses.
When are you gonna get back?
Finley jerked the cat around, feeling humiliated by his own humiliation. He went upstairs and started a new plan. First, he sticks nails all over the carpet. Then he poured marbles on the floor, dropping cups to make noise. Excitedly, he waited for his prey to come to him. This time, Lucy pushes the door. It was a mistake again. The door opened inwards and the marbles were all gone.
You're so dead.
In the evening, the 3 of them celebrated Anna's birthday. Jack had a few drinks. He started to imitate a doll killing people. Not only did this do a lot of damage, but also more humiliating. The doll thought to himself, I treat you like enemies, and you treat me like a toy. He pulled back the draw in anger, taking off his birthday hat, and grabbed a bottle of flammable spray, trying to teach the trio a lesson while blowing out the candles.
Happy birthday to you.
But he held the bottle the wrong way round. He sprayed himself all over his face. The 3 were watching TV. Finley finally found the perfect opportunity. He placed his loaded bow and arrow behind Jack's back. Then he hid. Doll was delighted to hear that. This time it finally worked. He was even shaking with excitement. But when he looked down, the bow had fallen to the ground. But the man was safe and sound. And when he looked up again, the arrow had hit the roof of the house. And the reason they screamed, because the cat had defecated in the living room. That's Finley's favorite cat. He was pointing at something on the floor. He was gesturing, something to the effect that his poop was not the cat's.
Smell it! Smell it!
Doll was sad. What could he possibly have in mind? He just wanted to kill someone, and he's failed over and over again. He's even been forced to eat cat shit. He didn't want to bring down the average strength of the puppet community, so he decided to go back to his den. After saying goodbye to his favorite cat, locked himself in a wooden box, silently leaving tears of sorrow behind. But what happened next was unexpected. Never seen such a disgraceful doll, stabbing someone with a knife, only to be kicked away, throwing an appliance into the bath, and forgetting to plug it in, killing someone with a plastic bag, covered his nose, but he didn't realize that his mouth could breathe too, and to make matters worse, they were forced to eat cat shit. It's a sad sight to see, with one man alone. The average strength of the entire doll world is lowered, forced to lock himself up, and then, in the middle of the night, two robbers broke into the house. First they knocked Jack unconscious, and then they tied up Lucy and Anna. The dolls heard the commotion. He rushed downstairs to check. He didn't want to stop them, but then he saw the robbers pointing their guns at the cat. The doll couldn't sit still. This is his only friend, so he immediately cut the power. He then deliberately made a noise upstairs. One of the robbers rushed upstairs to check. Suddenly a lot of marbles rolled out from under his feet. A sneak attack from behind. The robber fell down on the nails. Then a plastic bag is placed over his head. The carpet was rolled up again. Then he pulled out a steel knife. He stabbed the man, and so the first robber died. The laughter brought the next robber. He came into the bedroom and saw there was only a doll. While he was checking the rest of the house, the doll quietly produced a bow and arrow. The robber ducked into the bathroom. In the bathtub he found an unplugged soy milk machine. He then turned on the light, only to turn around. The doll was standing behind him. He took out his flammable spray. He snorted at the robber. The robber's gloves were set alight. While he reached into the bathtub to put out the fire, the doll immediately plugged in the power. And so the two robbers were sent away. As a result of this incident, the three men took Finley in and bought him new clothes. When they drank the milk, they noticed that it smelled like cat shit. They all looked at Finley at the same time. This time, he finally made it. So here's the question. What do you think is the ancestral spell that seals the dolls? Let us know in the comments section. Well, that's it for today. Follow us if you like.